Happy Wednesday, Stampers and crafting friends. Welcome to another What's She Making Wednesday. And today we're going to be featuring the Beary Cute bundle. So great for Christmas and really just any winter wishes, right? And it's just a fun, cute set. It's got a coordinating punch that punches out this super cute bear here. And today we're going to use also, that's part of that collection, is our embossing folder, our 3D snowflake embossing folder to create our fun embossed, raised up, snowy edge to our cute bear. And we're going to make our warm wishes card in some non-traditional winter colors. Our bubble bath and our berry burst with some wink of Stella, all kinds of fun. So let's get started. And as always, if you want all of the step-by-steps and all of the measurements for this week's card, make sure you're subscribed to my weekly Buzz Bulletin, and I will share all the measurements with you. I will send that out every Thursday. This week, with it being Thanksgiving here in the U.S., I will send it out on Wednesday, so you'll be getting it today. So the first thing that we're going to do is I'm going to bring in my paper trimmer, and I'm going to bring in some bubble bath cardstock, and we're going to go ahead and first score this. This is a full sheet of paper. We're going to score this at 4 1/4. We're going to flip it, and then we're going to cut it at 5 1/2, and this is going to create 2 card bases for us. So we've got 2 card bases out of 1 full sheet of cardstock. So I'm going to bring in my foam mat, and we're going to start with some stamping. So we've got our berry burst here. I'm going to open that up, and we've got our tree outline from our very cute stamp set. And so we're going to stamp directly onto our card base here. We're just going to ink that up, and we're going to stamp 3 trees. So one kind of in the middle, and then we're just going to stagger their height. And then one on each side, one a little bit higher up, one maybe a tad shorter. So we've got our 3 trees there. Then we're going to close up our berry burst, put it to the side for a second, and open up our bubble bath ink pad. And we're going to take the inside part of our tree to fill it in with our berry burst. So we're kind of tone on tone stamping here. Berry burst onto berry burst. Get our last one there. Perfect. We'll set that aside. Actually, we'll go ahead and close this one up. And we're going to bring in our Wink of Stella. So Wink of Stella is our glitter pen. So what we want to do is we want to shake it up, squeeze, and make sure the glitter has come down into the tube there. And then we're just going to give our trees a little bit of glitz. I think it almost kind of helps it to look kind of like a little snowy effect. So we'll let that dry, but you can really see how that glitz and glistens. I love Wink of Stella. I think that is a basic tool that everybody needs in their basic toolbox. So we're going to set this aside. We'll let that dry a sec. I'm going to bring in a scrap here of basic white. We've got our berry burst again, and we're going to go ahead and ink up our cute bear here. And we're just going to go ahead and stamp him on our scrap paper in that berry burst. Then I'm going to bring in my water painter. So this is kind of like watercoloring made easy. And so there's already some water here in the barrel, and I'm just squeezing a tad bit right along the edge of our bear here. And all I'm trying to do is get that berry burst ink to smear a tiny bit. So it kind of gives that bubble bath effect right along the edges. So we're just kind of trying to blend that a little bit. So you can see that it's just blended it right along there. Okay, and then we're gonna take our Wink Estella pen again, and we're just gonna go ahead and go right over where we just kind of blended that out, just to add a little bit of glitz and glimmer to our bear. So you can see he's got just that tiny outline of glimmer. Okay, and then we're gonna bring in our punch here, our bear punch that coordinates, and it will punch this cute bear. Just line it up, push it through, easy peasy, we have our bear punched out. Okay, now that our trees are a bit dry, we're gonna bring in our sentiment, and we'll bring back in our berry burst, and we'll ink up our warm wishes here. And we're just gonna stamp that down. And we've got our warm wishes at the top. We'll close up our berry burst now. And we get to start putting this together. So I already took a piece of basic white and I put it inside of our embossing folder, and I ran it through our cut and emboss machine. If you don't have our Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine, oh man, that is probably my favorite thing, because look at what it turns. This flat piece of paper, it gives it all that dimension and just makes it so lovely. Okay, so we want to put this as our snow line. So I just went ahead and cut a layer 1 piece of basic white. I embossed it, ran it through the machine, and now we're gonna tear this kind of in a up and down wavy motion, kind of down the middle, because what we're creating is that snow line. And so now, since we did it down the middle, we actually have 2 snow lines, so we'll be able to make a second card with that same piece. So now let's put some things together here. I've got some Stampin' Dimensionals. These are our little foam hexagons. And so we're just gonna go ahead and put these all along our snow line here. And we'll go ahead and peel the backings of those right off. Easy peasy. All right. Then we're just going to line this up so it's kind of even along the bottom and left and right edges so that it covers our trees. So we've got now our fun snow line. Then we're going to take our cute polar bear here. We'll put some dimensionals right on the back. And we'll peel those right off. And then we will adhere our polar bear right kind of in the middle of our card. Perfect. And then of course we want to fold this in half, and using our bone folder, we'll go ahead and burnish that edge. And then we want to put something on the inside. So we've got our inside layer. I already cut that. It's in basic white. And you can certainly stamp a sentiment on the inside. You could even stamp some snowflakes maybe, or even another little bear would be so cute. But I'm going to show you what I love to do when I don't stamp on the inside. This is our Stampin' Right marker. And so it's got a bullet end and it's got a brush end. And so with the brush end, I'm just going to use the cap here, and I'm just going to flick some of that ink right onto that card base. And so we took it from just plain white, and you can see once we put it on there, It's got just a tad of color in there. It gives it just a little bit of something extra. So now I'll bring in some green glue, some multi-purpose liquid glue. Add a bit of that to the back there. And we'll just go ahead and center this right on the inside of our card. So I love those Stampin' Right markers for that flicking technique. You can do it on the outside of your cards, you can do it on the insides, but I think it just adds a little bit of extra. And so there's our card. Of course it needs some bling, so we're gonna bring in, it's already got some Wink of Stella bling, but we're gonna bring in our glitter sequins. And these are flat, so I kind of like the flatness of them. We're gonna use the silver ones here. We'll go ahead and put one down at the bottom, and then one more up here. Those are our flat glitter sequins. They go with that very cute collection. And there we have our warm wishes. See the glitz on our polar bear and the glitz on our trees, the embossing on our cute snow line. I love this card, and I love making cards in maybe not the traditional colors that you would see, right? Traditionally, probably we would see more of a blue and white theme, or maybe even red and green, right, for Christmas. But I love using that addition of non-traditional colors in our cards as well. So warm wishes to you from the polar bear and me to you, and I will see you guys next Wednesday, and I will be sending this tutorial out today. Thanks so much for watching, liking, subscribing, and sharing me with your friends. See you next week.